どうも、グーテボゲン R です。チキンポリス、続き、やっていきたいと思います。はい。イブン・ウェスラー、またの名をアルバート・ウェスラーですね、の家にね、押し入ってきたんですけれども。
You know, I had a dream before.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on.
I'm just angry.
Your sense of justice kicked.
More like my sense of don't.
はい。乗り越えてきたんですけれども、イブンとね、お話しする段階になったんで、いきますかね。すげえ飾ってんな。マジかよ、こいつ。あ、この絵だ。かけてる。これだわ。
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it...
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say?
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
なるほどね。自分の絵を飾ってるのか。うわ
Yeah. Would you like a drink? This is a red...
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah. Are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
ジェントルメンか。
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
ものは言いようですね。じゃあ、話しかけますかね。
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
そうだね、イブン・ウェスラーはいい、なんかこう、カリスマ性のあるボスだったっつう話だもんね。
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you...
None taken. But tell me, are we going to flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
さあ、本題だけ教えてほし
Straight
い
to
か
the
な。
point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you've nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right? I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
さあ、聞きますか。
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler? What Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, Detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
この野郎。
This picture, it's rather strange.
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to...
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures.
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all of it.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your...
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that?
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you?
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
We visited
Dig on
Albert's
me.
cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha,
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
自分のことをよく思わそこまで言え
But
る
they
な。
believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
ああ、ナターシャ気づい、なんとなく分かってたってこと。
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness?
さあ、最後の尋問ですね、多分。おお怖っ。
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
おお。
What were you thinking,
芝居急い
Albert?
で続けるとい
How
い。
long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
You wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers, didn't you?
I couldn't involve anyone. You have to understand. No one besides myself, of course.
So, you included yourself in the plan, and did you agree with you?
Do you think it's funny, Santino? The position I'm in? Do you think I did it for power?
You wanted to rule over something, didn't you? Especially over Natasha.
I wanted to rule my fate. My actions, my will, myself. And yeah, and over everyone else who ever did me wrong, or who I once loved.
Such selflessness.
Selflessness? Yeah, don't make fun of yourself, Sonny. Selflessness is the refuge of the weak and cowardly. Yeah, tell me, did you act out of selflessness when you decided to involve your partner in all this?
No, Mr. Wessler, but it's not about me.
You see? You two are just hypocrites, pathetic statues. But under your stone skids, yeah, you're nothing but rotting corpses.
Have you ever thought that maybe you should have become a psychologist?
Yeah, you won't be laughing for long, Santino. I guarantee it.
残虐。おー態度を和らげることに注視しなければか。なぜイブンを半殺しにしたその場ですぐ殺さなかったのはなぜだ
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? What?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
なんだって
Weird way of showing your love, Albert.
そうだね
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see it.
確かに
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies. And that's why I couldn't kill him.
Not immediately, you mean?
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit I've underestimated him.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your current situation, and doesn't even suit you.
なるほどねめっちゃ下がっていく
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
ナターシャに気づかれたらどうする気だったんだどうしてナターシャをせると思ったんだ若干こう役があの男になり変わって未来永劫幸せに暮らすそれが
That
計
was
画だ
your
った
plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
めっちゃ手震えてるんでしょ
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
なんだってイブの幽霊
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I
そ
don't
ろ
have
そろ本
much
気を出さなければ
time.
ならない
Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
彼を殺そうと心に決めたのはいつだったん
When
だ
was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
ほう
Everybody thinks that, Albert. but we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
分裂した精神の片方がイブン・ウェスラーの兄貴の方になりつつあったってことか。傷ついた。自分の虚偽を全て言い訳できると思っているのか。なんて言うべきかな。残虐性を利用できるかもしれない。
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
It's a sharp-tongued detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy come from?
Jealousy? What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone. Locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car, living in a mansion, with the city's most desirable woman in his bed.
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control and dangerous.
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never heard her fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
できる兄貴とそうではない弟だったって感じなんだ。
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his brother.
But he never forgot who did this to him either, did he?
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced Natasha in the end.
And that was his downfall.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours, too.
俺たちも死ななければならないというのはいつ決めたんだ。お前は自分と彼女、イブンと自分どっちの方が嫌いなんだ。
Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibn. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had always been a coward, a pitiful nobody.
それは甘い考えと思うけどね。
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibn either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things, Albert?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should I use?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
ナターシャお前に優しかった。いや優しすぎた。
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
いやそれは幻想やと思ってる
I
んですね。
think I do, yes.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was.
持っていた。
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
はあ。まだ間に合うかもしれんぞ、アルバ
Maybe
ー
it's
ト。
not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me. Can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red.
はあ。
Just like love.
だいぶこう乖離して
You
るんだ
know
ね。
you're not going to be able to go
ちょ
through
っと
with
考
it,
える
right?
とこ
That
こ
you
は
won't
分
be
かり
able
きって
to
ない分か
carry
ってない
the
ね
weight.
多分
But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
自分
And
の
the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who
so
wrote them?
ね。
And which one of you
あ
killed
の脅
Deborah?
迫文とデボラを実際に殺したのはどっちだ？
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. You
More than life itself.
see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
で微妙。まっとうな警官。後ろ後ろ。ああ。あ、そっちか。
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you,
待って、拳銃持った。さすがに取り上げられたのかな。
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly,
the cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
オリビアか。
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her.
そうだね。定食中なんだけど。
Hello, boss.
どうもボス。すいませんね。ちょっともういろいろあって。
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino.
Hold on.
Monica already told me everything.
Monica.
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
できる女。素晴らしい。
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
OK、靴だ
Hey,
ね。
mine too.
A Vol that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
あ、はい。
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
どんだけ今まで自分を顧みなかったんだ、サニー。
Why indeed.
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
オッケー、一件落着かな、これで。おー、モニカ、素晴らしい。
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
俺たちじゃないんだけどね。
Actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me.
Brat boy.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
イエス。最初から最後までこう態度変わんなかったな。ナターシ
So,
ャ。
what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything,
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am.
Goodbye, detectives.
ティオシー。どこにでも現れる
How the
な。
hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
そうだね。船は爆発するわ。道路の真ん中で打ち合いするわだからな。
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Pluck off, Tim.
Hey!
あ、なんか気づいたけど色がついてるね。オッケー、オッケーだよね。どっか行けるかとこれ。終わった。事件は解決したっぽいけど。あ、全員こっちにいるわ。ボスコ。
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
そうだね。すいませんね、その説は。
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately,
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco. Gentlemen,
Gentlemen?
we're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this, rather nasty situation.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
割と
Amazing.
ひでえ。オッケー。で、オリビアだね。
Hey, Olivia.
Marty,
I just, wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
OK。おう。手が話したと思うけど。
And what about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now.
Yes, I think you're right.
ナタシャだけずっと目の色がついてんだよね。
Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha.
But it was also me who endangered you in
まあ
this
そう
first
ね。
place,
もとも
right?
とはあなたの由来が原因ですからね。
Well, I won't argue about that.
でもなんか移動できないな。終わったと思うんだけどね。
Is this a mansion?
Or a small,
Well, if it comes to hide and seek.
a serious advantage.
全員に話したよね、多分。ロスコにも話した。ラットボーイも関係ないし。
Just one quote, guys.
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
あれマジでわかんないな。
Thank you.
We,
But it was also...
well,
ここはわかったの。
Santino,
no, s-
then get the fuck.
怒られる。
how did you know we were?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you, like,
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
don't get used to it, Marty.
あれ
Nice catch, Bosco.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
If there's
Thank you, Martin.
マーティン。すげえオリビア気にかけるな。なんだろう。まあでもこれで連絡者かな。本当に終わりと呼べるのかな。なるほどね。OK。問題は、あ、フィルマじゃん。なんでここに
You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So, was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
誰が雇ったんだろうね。
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
なんか悪いな。
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicken Police in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim, drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
どうした
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention, Chicken Police. Say cheese.
なぜ銃を持ってる？目つぶってんじゃん、サニー。おお、でかく取り上げられてるね。しれっとフィルマーを映ってる。オッケー、あ、買ってましたね。
Natasha,
You were
Are you-
expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Call me 5552323。はーい。いやー、なかなか楽しかったですね。これで一旦完了かな。はい。事件はね、一見落着した感じですね。オッケーオッケー。いやー、刑事物って感じでしたね。楽しかったです。はい。じゃあ、チキンポリス、ペイント・イット・レッド。これにて完結でございます。はい。また次回ですね、別のゲームでお会いしたいと思います。では、さらば。